Hello and welcome back. Today on my agenda is Wicked Widow Beauty. I have two eyeshadow palettes. One is called the Tea Time palette and the other is the Scissorhands 2 palette. Although it doesn't say on the packaging, but that is what those two are. Now, if you've been watching along, you will know that in my last two videos, I did some indie brand reviews and I was not blown away. So today I am looking forward to trying these on. These are supposedly quite good and I'm ready to be mind blown. Let's go. Let's start with the Tea Time palette. This is what it looks like. This is definitely Alice in Wonderland themed without actually being called Alice in Wonderland, because obviously you need to pay for the rights to that IP. This is a good way for an indie brand to actually do their own take on Alice in Wonderland without it being called Alice in Wonderland. So I like it. I like the color story. As soon as I saw it, I knew this would be something I'd be interested in. The cover art is cute. Let's prime the eyes and get started. This is the Pat McGrath Intensifies Artistry Wand. Okay, yes, so this is exactly what I was looking for, to be mind blown, or at least meet my expectations. And this has done that. Do you see how gorgeous those multi-chromes are on the eyes? And the best part, I didn't have to put my finger in the pan. I actually just used the Refer 21 and it picked it up very easily. So this is a definite winner. I have no qualms recommending this. Also, in case I forget to mention later on, Wicked Widow Beauty is having a sale as of now, and I believe their whole site is 25% off, which is a great deal for this palette and the other one as well, I'm sure. And they do have both these palettes in stock, the Tea Time palette and the Scissorhands 2 palette. Scissorhands 1 palette is out of stock, but I prefer the color story of the Scissorhands 2. So go ahead, and if you want to buy it, now is the time. Although I don't urge anyone to buy anything. But if you had your eye on something for a very long time, which I did have too, when I finally decided to get these, now is the time. Save yourself 25% off. It's a good deal. So some thoughts about the formula. The mattes are fairly pigmented and no issues blending either. And there isn't a lot of fallout in the pan, which means it's easier to work with. Although the formula isn't mind-blowing, but it's still pretty good, decent to work with the shimmers. The top one is a teal to a purple shift, and the bottom one is like an olive green to kind of an emerald green. And these are excellent quality. There are two other shimmers here, the light purple, which I didn't use, but I did swatch it, and the white here. These are high quality shimmers, not satins. Let me swatch these and show you. The purple is definitely more shiny, but the white also has quite a lot of payoff. The white is definitely nice for putting in the inner corner, which I did. And all in all, I think this is an excellent palette. To me, the color story is pretty great as well, but I did hear some people not liking the color story, but to me, it's great. This is like a combination of a bright look and a smoky look. I like it. I remember that ColourPop also came out with an Alice in Wonderland palette with some deeper shimmers and some pastel mattes, and it wasn't that popular. I saw many people who reviewed it on YouTube saying that the color story is hard to work with, but I feel like this is kind of in the same zone, but I feel like I achieved a good enough look with it, and I see myself using it. It may not be very versatile, but quality-wise, it's so good. So next up is this exquisite beauty right here. It looks a little brighter on camera, but it's actually a grungy, cool tone dream. It's so beautiful. Some of the shades, the shimmers are so vibrant. And there's actually a matte with silver sparkle, and I can't wait to dive in. If the formula is as good as the Tea Time palette, this will be a hit, easily. There might be some residual shimmer from the first look, but I did try my best to take it off. Another good thing that I noticed about this formula is that the multi-chromes, the shimmers, they're very easy to take off. I know it may not matter to some people, but some of my viewers actually said that when they're playing with makeup, it's important that it comes off easily. So there you go. This is easy to take off as well as put on. So this time I want to avoid the blue, greens, and purples and go into some shades that are a little different, because I'm always drawn to blue, greens, and purples together, which I like to break out of my comfort zone and do things a little different. So, you know what? I think I will do 2 looks. So that way we can test out as many shades as possible. Let's start with this shade right here. So there was like a hair embedded in this shade, and I kind of pulled it out, and that's what it did to the shadow. That was kind of strange. It was in this hair. I don't think it's a hair. I think it's more of a fiber or something. Do you see the fiber? Yes. That's like a fiber. My mind jumps to cat hair because I have a cat and his hair is everywhere. So yeah. But yeah, that was odd, but other than that, this is bomb. It speaks for itself. Gorgeous look. And I think I kind of prefer these colors over some of the green blues, which are very predictable for me. But these are some of the more unique tones in this palette. Let's move on to look number 2. So this is the finished look with the Scissorhands 2 palette. This gorgeous black glue that I'm wearing on my lips is from Terra Moons. It's called The Void. Another name for it could be a Leviathan. If you know, you know. Anywho, let's talk about the Scissorhands 2 palette. I believe that the whole palette is on my two eyes. Obviously, I wouldn't wear so many colors layered together in one. At the end there, it just became like a swatch party for all the green shades in the palette, which are many. There are about 4 green shades, and all of them are beautiful. One is more of an aqua green, there's an olive green, there's a green with a gold flip, and then there's an emerald green shimmer. So the purple shimmer that I put under the eye, that is gorgeous too. I'm not used to putting shimmer under the eyes, so you saw my eye twitching. That had to happen. That was basically my own fault. I think some of it went inside my eye. Anywho, even the iridescent I was surprised by, because the iridescents that I've tried from certain new to me brands recently have not been up to par. So I was very pleasantly surprised when it turned to this gorgeous blue color for the inner corner. Here it looks more purpley because the base is more purple. Here it looks more light blue because there's a light blue matte underneath there. So it's doing what iridescents do, shifting according to what they're based on or what surrounds them, which is lovely. Let's talk about the formulas here a little bit. I think the formulas are beautiful. The mattes, of course, are very well pigmented, and the shimmers, again, the best part is they can be picked up with a brush. The Rephr 21 is my brush of choice for picking up shimmers, and all of these shimmers pick up very nicely with a brush. Now, color story wise, if you wanted to skip those green, blues, and pinks, you could also do this shade, which is like a nice deep maroon, and this like a mustardy brown shade, and this also reads quite muted on the eye. So if I had just combined these three and this gunmetal shade over here, it would have been a fairly neutral leaning eye, which is obviously something that some users want to have the option of doing in a palette. Now, to me, the stars of the show are the shimmers, of course. This purple is very high impact. This brown to blue duochrome, we've seen it before, but this version is beautiful, very shifty, easy to apply. This emerald green is gorgeous as well. This is the green with the gold flip, very pretty. I'm inclined to swatch these so that you can see them in their true glory, and I will do just that. Here are the first 4 shimmers. The iridescent is a blue to a pink to purple. This is a gunmetal shimmer. It doesn't have a flip, but it's very high impact. This is an emerald green with a gold flip, and this is a blackened teal to a purple. These are the last 4 shimmers. This is the one I applied here on this side. As you can see, I thought this was like a brown base with a blue flip, but it has a very strong pink purple shift even in the shimmer on top. It's quite mind-blowing actually. It's so shifty. And this purple is purple with a lot of sparkle in it. This is a blackened olive green, and this is that emerald green with a hint of teal in it, and it has some sparkle, golden sparkle as well. So when I tell you that these are high quality multi-chromes and shimmers, I mean it. I don't think in a while I've come across such high quality multi-chromes and shimmers in a palette. They are super easy to pick up even with a finger. Apart from Cleona and Terra Moons, I don't think I've come across this kind of a formula in a palette This is amazing and highly recommended, especially at the price it is listed, which is 55 US dollars, but with 25% off, it's a great deal. Brands always say that making multi-chromes is so expensive, and yet this brand here is doing an amazing job at a good price point. So that is all for now. I hope this first impressions review sort of thing was helpful to anyone looking to purchase, and now would be the time with the sale going on. I'm loving how both the eye looks turned out. They were fairly easy to achieve and look gorgeous. I'm glad that I finally purchased something that was worth it, because lately it seemed like some of the products I purchased weren't. So I will see you in my next video. Till then,